You bloody legends, you're watching this video because you either have gynecomastia or you've got man boobs and you want to know how to get rid of them. And speaking from personal experience, I'm going to tell you my 4 things that I did to almost get rid of mine, reduce mine significantly, and the last one is the most important. Now, what is gynecomastia? This is what mine still looks like. It is so much smaller than what it used to be. When I was going through puberty and like through high school, it was a lot bigger, but also I wasn't doing these 4 things I'm about to talk about. So you can see there's this like mass behind my nipple there. So that's actually like tissue there. This one's got nothing there. But then this one, see how there's this like lump all behind it, right? If you actually look at the skin real tight when I'm moving it like that, you can actually see like the tissue moving in the skin. So what is it? It's pretty much breast tissue that gets built up from having a little bit of an imbalance in your testosterone and your estrogen levels, which is really common when you're going through puberty. More than 50% of teenage boys get gynecomastia, but for some of us, for whatever reason, like me, even once you've gone through puberty, it hasn't quite gone away. First thing that I was insecure about my body, and it was because during school, it was actually a school swimming carnival, that the first time I really noticed that. I was going to the gym, I sort of noticed that, you know, my nipples were like pointed down a little bit, but to me, I was thinking, fuck yeah, I'm building muscle, and you know, that's my chest looking bigger, and I was going, oh yeah, this looks good. I thought it was a good thing. Then I go to the Year 12 swim carnival that year, I get my shirt off and get ready for a race, and all the other guys start making fun of me because I've got one nipple that's bigger than the other. They start calling me big tits, milky tits, man boobs, whatever, all this stuff. Genuinely caused me crippling anxiety all the way through up until probably my early 20s. I actually looked at getting this surgically removed at one point, and do you know how much it costs to get this? It was a bit bigger than this at the time, but it was like that much tissue out my fucking tit. 10 grand, you could get 2 fake tits for that. Oh my God, there's no way. And do you know what they do? They actually cut around your nipple. They take your nipple off and then they tweezer out the bit of gynecomastia that's there. And for me, the insecurity was it wasn't the same on both sides. If I almost had it on both, I actually reckon I would have worried about it less, but because it was on one, if I had just got it cut out of one, I would have this scar around this side here that wasn't helping me anyway. Plus the recovery time on it is actually really, really long. So I had to learn to deal with it in other ways. These are my 4 tips to reduce it. Number 1 tip, if you're someone that is carrying a little bit of extra body fat, first thing you should do is just try to drop a little bit of weight, either through your exercise or through your diet, or even better, a combination of both. Number 2, this is a big one for me. Start doing chest-focused exercises. So stuff like bench press, chest press, incline chest press, pec flies if you want a little bit more width about your chest. And the one that I think really changed it for me was doing decline bench press, which is one that's probably a little bit more uncommon, but that's what really works the lower part of your chest there. And particularly, you can see that like that nipple sits a little bit lower. But when I was starting to build that part of my chest there, it became so much less noticeable. If you're trying to build muscle, you want to keep what's called time under tension onto whatever it is that you're working. So for like a bench press, for example, push up strong and then keep it nice and slow and controlled on the way down. And you want to try to make that set last anywhere from about 25 to 30 seconds is the sweet spot. Do 3 sets of 10 and you got to be consistent with it and gradually add a little bit more weight or add a little bit more volume, add some extra sets to the workout that you're doing as your strength gets better so you can build muscle. Number 1 and number 2 tie in with each other because you got to keep yourself generally healthy. You got to be exercising. You got to watch your food and make sure you get enough protein in, and that'll help reduce it big time. Number 3, if you're someone that's over the age of 18, you still got your gynecomastia like what I did, the biggest thing that you can do diet-wise is reduce the amount of alcohol that you're consuming. Alcohol directly affects your testosterone going up and down. It can increase your estrogen levels as well as a guy, and that's exactly what causes the gyno to flare up. So if you reduce the amount of alcohol that you're consuming, you'll stop these fluctuations happening. And when I really noticed this reduce was probably when I was like 23, 24, when 18 and 23 for me, they're my peak party years, right? I'm out everywhere. I'm out probably 3 times a week, drinking heavy, doing everything else, late nights, all that stuff, which you got to do, but it was directly affecting how puffy this was looking. Now that I'm an old man, a little bit more chilled, the last 3 or 4 years that I've severely reduced how much alcohol I'm consuming on a regular basis, that has reduced big time as well. So reduce your alcohol consumption, you fucking pisshead. Number 4, and this is the most important out of all 4 tips, you've got to learn to just fucking embrace it. Having gyno and having this as my biggest insecurity that I had in my body literally made me go to the gym more, Me going to the gym led to me being a PT. Me being a PT has led to all this other cool shit that I get to do and has literally changed my life big time. So without going even through this journey and learning to deal with that myself, feeling insecure about it, it's led to all this other really cool stuff. And know that nobody's body is perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect body. Everybody has things that are not quite perfect. And as long as you are doing everything that you can with your behaviors and your habits and your lifestyle to reduce it, exercising, making sure your food's good, reducing your alcohol consumption, and if it's still there a little bit, you just gotta fucking embrace it. Embrace the tit. Let them dance. They're so happy that I've embraced them. So those are the 4 things that I did to reduce my gynecomastia. I hope that that helps somebody out there. And up until recently, it's probably something that I've not actually felt overly comfortable talking about. But doing weekly YouTube videos just like this of all my experiences of going through the gym, insecurities about my body that I've had, any topics that you'd like me to cover, make sure you drop them in the comments below. Bloody love your work. Make sure you subscribe as well.